Now, officials have lifted a tsunami warning for the Philippines and Indonesia. It's after a 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of the southern Philippines.
From the surface, the Philippines looks peaceful. More than 7,000 islands, warm seas, busy ports, coastlines full of life. But far beneath the eastern edge of the country, the earth falls away, suddenly, steeply, and silently. Here, the ocean floor drops into one of the deepest scars on the planet. No warning signs, no volcanoes breaking the surface, no daily tremors to remind people it's there. Just pressure, accumulating slowly beneath the islands. This is the Philippine Trench, and it is one of the most powerful geological forces shaping the country's future. Why the Philippines is so exposed to earthquakes? The Philippines is not just on the Ring of Fire, it sits inside a tectonic intersection. To the east, deep ocean trenches. To the west, another major subduction zone. Through the center, inland fault systems cutting across islands and cities. There is no single fault to monitor. No single coastline at risk. Every region faces a different threat, from deep-sea megathrust earthquakes to shallow inland shaking. This is why earthquakes in the Philippines feel constant. Not catastrophic every time, but never truly absent. Why a silent fault is more dangerous than an active one. One of the most dangerous misunderstandings about earthquakes is silence. The Philippine Trench has not produced a recorded megathrust earthquake in modern times. To many people, that sounds reassuring. To geologists, it is the opposite. A quiet subduction zone often means the plates are locked, accumulating strain without releasing it through smaller quakes. When that strain finally exceeds friction, release happens all at once. Not gradually, not gently, but in a single, massive rupture. What the Philippine Trench really is. The Philippine Trench is a massive undersea fault running along the eastern edge of the archipelago. It stretches for more than 1,300 kilometers, plunging deeper than Mount Everest is tall. This trench marks a subduction zone, where the Philippine sea plate is being forced beneath the Philippine mobile belt. This movement happens slowly, just a few centimeters per year, but it never stops. And as the plate sinks, pressure builds, not for decades, but for centuries. The Philippine Trench is quiet not because it is harmless, but because it is storing energy. Why the Philippine Trench is so dangerous? What makes the Philippine Trench especially dangerous is not just its depth, it is its potential. Subduction zones like this are capable of producing the largest earthquakes on Earth, magnitude 8 or higher. When they rupture, the seafloor doesn't just shake. It moves vertically, lifting or dropping huge sections of ocean floor. That motion displaces massive volumes of water. And water, once displaced, doesn't stay local. It travels. This is how tsunamis are born. When natural disasters become geopolitical crises, natural disasters do not respect borders. A major event along the Philippine Trench would not stop at the shoreline. Tsunami waves propagate across entire basins. Supply chains halt. Ports close. Undersea cables risk damage. The South China Sea, already a geopolitical pressure point, would become a humanitarian and logistical center overnight. Military assets would be deployed not for conflict, but for relief. Power projection would shift, temporarily, but meaningfully. Disasters don't create geopolitics. They reveal it. What a major Philippine Trench earthquake would mean. If a large section of the Philippine Trench ruptures, the effects would not be limited to one island. Strong ground shaking would impact eastern Luzon, the Visayas, and parts of Mindanao. Coastal areas would face the most immediate danger, with tsunami waves potentially arriving in minutes, not hours. Ports, fishing communities, and low-lying cities would be exposed first. This is not just a humanitarian risk, it is a strategic one. The Philippines sits along major shipping routes linking the Pacific to Southeast Asia. Disruption here would ripple outward, affecting trade, energy supply, and regional stability. The real risk beneath the Philippines. The real risk of the Philippine Trench is not that it exists. It is that it is out of sight. No visible volcanoes, no daily tremors, no constant reminders. But the earth beneath the islands is still moving. Pressure is still accumulating. And the trench is not finished. Why millions still live above the Philippine Trench? So why do millions live above such danger? Because the same forces that create trenches also create islands. They shape coastlines. They enrich soil. They open access to the sea. The Philippines exists because of tectonic motion, not despite it. Over generations, communities adapted. Risk became familiar. Earthquakes became part of life. Not daily panic, but background awareness. People don't live here because they ignore danger. They live here because this geography made life possible in the first place. Living on moving ground in the Philippines. The Philippine Trench is not a prediction. It is a condition. It reminds us that the Philippines is not just a collection of islands. It is a nation built on moving ground. Earthquakes will come. Some will be small. One day, one will be large. The future of the Philippines will not be decided by whether the earth moves, but by how well society, infrastructure, and planning move with it. Because on a living planet, stability is never permanent. Adaptation is.